Welcome to Phantastic Feast. I'm your host, Thuy Phan. What I'm going to show you how to make next is a dish that I'm positive you've had before if you've ever had Chinese takeout. It's called crab rangoon, and it is a fantastic appetizer, and you can bring it to parties and just kind of get the party started. And it's a really simple dish that I'll show you how to make at home. And it's really yummy at the store, but if you make it, you know where the ingredients are coming from, and you can make so much more with the amount that you pay for them to do it, and it's so fresh at home. So I'll show you how to make it. What you need for this dish is some green onion or scallions. You also need imitation crab meat, or if you are very fancy, you could do real crab meat. I have imitation here. It's a little bit easier to get, but if you want to use real crab meat, please feel free to do so. It's going to taste even better, but this is pretty good as is. You also need about 3 shallots and also a stick of cream cheese softened to room temperature. And then you need some minced garlic. You also need some water so we can seal up the rangoons, and you need some wonton skins. You also need some sesame oil. And you also need a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. That was kind of a mouthful, but you know what I'm talking about. So what we'll do now is we will cut everything and prep it so we can make our filling, and then we'll wrap our rangoons and then we'll fry it. What we'll start first with is some scallions. We will start with our green onions. And we're just gonna slice this up thinly. Do the ends off. What I love about crab rangoons is it just has a nice crunchy, but then the soft middle cream cheese, and it's just a really nice bite. You eat one and then you want to eat 10. It's obviously not very healthy, but it is very delicious, so sometimes you just have to live a little. And this will give it a nice color, and our shallots will give it some texture. Okay. I'm going to put this all into the bowl that we will mix everything together. So I'll just chop and dump the green onions. Next we'll chop up our shallots. Now if you were to buy the crab rangoons at your local Chinese takeout, I'm pretty sure they're not going to have stuff like the shallots in there because it's kind of a more high quality ingredient. So when you add these kind of like nice little nuances, it kind of just ups the flavor of your dish that you make. So okay. We have shallots, green onions, now we'll add our crab meat. Now we will cut up our imitation crab meat. Like I said, if you have real crab meat, you can use that as well. Just break it up. And now we'll add our garlic. And then we will add our cream cheese. So now to this we have our cream cheese, our imitation crab meat, our scallions, our garlic, and our shallots in here. Now I add a little bit of salt, just a sprinkle. This one is mixed salt and pepper. And I'll do some pepper as well. Then I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Then I'll add about 2 teaspoons of sesame oil as well. And we're going to mix this all together. This is why it's really important for you to have room temperature cream cheese, otherwise it's like a block and you won't be able to mix it. Smells pretty nice already. So now we have our crab and cream cheese mixture. It's pretty well mashed up and you can tell every bite should have a little bit of crab, a little bit of green onion and shallot in it. So we're ready to start rolling. And by rolling, I mean wrapping. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So now we'll start wrapping, and actually crab rangoons can be so many different shapes. I will show you a few variations, but you could do it any way that your heart desires, to be honest. So this is your wonton wrapper, and you want to take about 1/4 teaspoon and just wet the outside. And this one, you seal it. Like this. You have this style. Just pinch it. That's one style. Do another way. Where you pinch it here and it becomes kind of like a star. That's another style. And then there's the triangle method, which is kind of easy too. This is probably the easiest one. Just do that, and you just pinch these corners. And then you can do that. Hold it this way. Make it into kind of a wonton. So these are the shapes that you can do. It depends on how much time and how fancy you want to get. This is probably the easiest one, but for presentation purposes, I would probably do one of these two. And then you just wrap them, and then we're going to get started with frying as soon as we get all of these done. I have here a pan with some paper towels so we can catch the excess oil. Now what we're going to do is start frying these crab rangoons once the oil is hot. And because the crab meat is already cooked and cream cheese is cooked too, this doesn't take too long for it to finish. Nothing is really quite raw. Now what's really great about crab rangoons is you have that crispy exterior and the cream cheese just really melts in your mouth. And then you have that crab goodness that's in there as well. So it's a really nice, delectable appetizer. Okay. This looks almost ready. Perfect. And that's the color we're looking for. And there you have it. These are our crab rangoons. And if you want, you could do a little sauce with it, a sweet and sour sauce that you can buy at the store, or some orange sauce. But I think these are really flavorful on their own. Let's take a bite. Let's try this one. That's so good. I love the crispiness of the wonton wrapper. And the cream cheese is so creamy with that crab. Taste the scallion, the shallots in there. It's super flavorful. Way better than if you were to buy it at the store. And that's going to do it for us here on Phantastic Feast. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you come back again next time to see what we're cooking here on Phantastic Feast. Thanks again.